All right. Well, body cams. I was able to speak with the lieutenant last night in reference to the body cams. And next week will make 30 days that we would have that 30-day response. But honestly speaking, I don't think that we're going to be close to having any type of information because the information that they have is far and few in between. So honestly, he said that they were working on other things, and I respect that answer. However, I do believe that there should be a committee made up to help with the study for the body cams. Whoever those experts are, that's fine. But I do believe that that needs to be done. The community is once again asking for those body cams. I think they feel that that may be a sense of another layer of protection, but also with the police officers who also see that as a level of protection, because surely we're not saying that our police officers are doing something wrong, but it saves them from complaints. You know, if they're out there in the field and someone says something that they did and they really didn't do it, that body cam is there, and that can help them alleviate from going through, you know, having a complaint in their record that's not justified. So I was told that the models are obsolete. That was the information that I was given, and that they were looking at other devices. I know that other police departments have that model and have little problem with them. So if we are getting rid of them, what are we going to do with them? If they're obsolete and we can't use them and we pay 30-something thousand, you know, what's the backup plan there? You know, I mean, that's a lot of money. And I just think that we should look further into this. And why we need a committee is that you need a SOP, a standard operation procedure, how to maintain those body cams. You know, there's some questions of, you know, who we would consult, and how it would help the police officers a better opportunity to have in the field with the communication, and then transparency. We're going through a phase of, you know, integrity and transparency. And I know that I would feel better if they had a body cam on them. I know it's expensive, but it's just like the 911, you know, that's a life. You know, every time they step out that door, they risk their lives for our community. And at any given time, we don't know what's going to happen, but also it's a protection for the resident in the community. And I would just like to know how each council member feels about these body cams. If they see it as a necessity or something that we don't need.
I'd be glad to speak up on that. I think it'd be great. I think we're going to have a good quality. And if you're talking about $160,000 to $200,000 a year for body cams to do what they need to do, that the big cities have, that you see on TV, sure, yeah, but where are we going to get the money? We've been sitting talking about money all night. State police don't have them yet. Hell, they got deep pockets. They don't have them. Sheriff department don't have them. Nobody else in this county's got them. But we're going to have to come up with that money. And if we make it an ordinance where you have to have it every year in the budget, then, you know, that's a big step. Yeah, sure, we'd like to have it. But if I had to choose between a body cam But everybody's videotaping me out there anyway. Every time I go to competition, every time I had a competition, there's somebody with their cell phone recording me. Hell, there's plenty of recordings that's gonna show up, I promise. You know, but if I got officers that's buying their own patrol guns. We don't have no patrol rifles. We don't train but once a year on farm because we don't have the ammo. You know, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that y'all don't see, that these body cams were, like, really? I need a body cam when I'm out here in Bardstown? And that, but, no.
Well, now, see,
Now, that's where the sheriff department needs body cams, so they've been involved 3 times more shootings than we've ever, we ain't had shootings. They've had 3 shootings, no body cams. Why didn't they go to body cams? Why didn't they spend that kind of money? They're not going to, and we don't have the money to do it either.
And I understand that, but that's the sentiment. You know, we're Bardstown, and it won't happen here, but that's not true. And that's not what you should be.
You ask from a police officer, a patrolman's viewpoint, and that's me. There's a lot of things out there I'd rather have than body cams.
Well, I understand that, Bill, but you know what? I have asked a lot of police officers, and matter of fact, I've asked a lot of them if they worked. And I haven't heard the stories that you have heard. I have not heard what the mayor heard. Now, I don't know if anybody else is going to sit here and say anything, but I haven't heard it, and that's why I'm asking today.
Well, let me make a comment.
I mean, we have things that are being thrown out. We have things that are being said on the body cams. I mean, why?
Well, I don't know which Bardstown Police Department you're talking to. I've only known one, but and you don't, you know, there might be officers that do like them. I agree with that. But let me tell you, you can't expect us to do something in 60 or 90 days. I told you that I would give you a report in 30. Excuse me just a minute.
I haven't said anything.
And I know you want to. So I told you I'd give you a report in 30 days on where the study is. I didn't say it's going to have cameras in 30 days. Never said that, not one time. Where it took the other chief over 6 months. And he placed a 9.2 or 9-point rating on these cameras. Well, let me tell you, Bardstown City Department, Electric Department bought backup cameras from the same company in 2012 and 13. They lasted all but 3 months. Do you think they replaced them? No. Because why? Same problem that we have. Did we get a bad batch? I don't know. I'm not willing to spend another 1 red cent with that company to go in and buy more junk cameras. They were a problem in the very beginning, and he even states that. You know that. So, I don't know which officers you're talking to, but when I get the information for these body cams, again, you'll be the first to know. I'll let you know on the information.
I didn't say 30 days you were going to bring back the cameras. I was
But for the last
expecting
2 or
a
3 weeks, you
response.
asked every week.
Well, I have, because every week you should be closer to a report. So I do ask, and it's my right to ask.
6 months.
It's my right to ask, and it's one that you signed off on.
Well, you're gonna get the same response next week when you ask for the cameras.
It's one that you signed off on. And let me speak, please, because you guys have had plenty of time to speak tonight. This is the same thing that we're talking about, just with 911. You go amongst yourself and make these decisions, and you don't have a clear-cut way of trying to get more information. No input from anyone, not reaching out to any other organizations, but then blame someone else for something that was done that you signed off on. And I think that's wrong. You wanted these cams just as much as anyone else. And the people want the cam, so they deserve an answer. Now, if you don't have it in 4 weeks, fine. I won't ask anymore. But what I'm saying is, you should be close to an answer about a report on the body cams, because that's what was stated in open session.
I'll have a report in 30 days.
Well, 30 days is coming up.
Let me make a comment. I'll support the body camera from day one when Chief McCullen presented to the council, and I'll support the body camera today. And I think we should continue on studying this issue, not just throwing them away. I don't think they were junk. I think that they did serve and they will pay for themselves. And getting back to the sheriff department, I have quite a few sheriff department friends, Buckman, and they did not indicate to me that they would not buy no body cameras. They said they were gonna wait a while. Wait a while. Sometime when something first come out, they gotta get all the kinks out of it. So they said they're gonna wait a while. There's possibility they may purchase some, but they did not indicate that they would not buy it. Okay, I like to correct you on that. But I have some friends in the sheriff department.
Well, there's a couple of questions that are out there. In terms of the existing body cams, there's a surplus equipment or surplus city property procedure that they'd have to dispose of those cameras if they were going to get rid of them. One thing that was done improperly last time, I think, and should be done properly this time, is that it should be put out to bid. It shouldn't be just, you know, all of a sudden we have them one day. That's not, you have to have a bid. And I think I assume partly what Councilwoman Copeland is talking about is developing the bid documentation for that they're not, in terms of the criteria. I personally am a big supporter of the body cams, but the one thing we have to have is we have to have records management. We have to have the records management. Barbie's inundated with it right now. We have to be able to get it and redact it so that people's faces, little children's faces are blurred, so that innocent bystanders, so that somebody can't come in and make a request and get video of your inside of your house. There's a lot of issues that go along with it, and it's so it has to be done, I think, carefully.
And with that present system, you cannot do that, and it's vitally important that we do and be able to have that type of system. And I think in the last chief, I think saying it took him 6 months. Well, it may take us 6 months, because I'm not gonna sit here and just bite the first camera that comes out and say, oh, well, this is it, and we're gonna get it again. Can't do that.
No,
you're gonna find a system.
You gotta put it out for bid.
You gotta put it out for bid, because it's gonna be over 150 grand easy. So you're gonna have to put it out for bid. You're gonna have to, then you guys are gonna figure out how you're gonna pay for it.
Once again.
And somebody's got to evaluate it too.
And that's understandable,
Somebody's got to evaluate the bids, which may be the committee you're talking about too.
And have a standard of operations, the procedures. But also, it will give transparency and also show members of the community the policing that our fine officers have. So I'm sure that with a lot of open record requests that have been going on and will continue to go on, there are questions. There are questions. So I just think that it's necessary, but that's my opinion.
I know that I was late, but just want to say that I support, body cams. A lot of people in my family that were involved in law enforcement, and I spoke to them and they supported it as well, and they gave me reasoning. But I hope you pray up and find something, because I think the first time you said it was 65,000. In the last meeting, I think you said 100. And then tonight you said 150.
Yes.
So pray up and find something.
Because you're dealing with, what do you want on the camera system? I can go back and buy these. I can go back and buy these for $20,000, $30,000, but you're going to get exactly what you paid for. So you have different steps that you want. What do you want on it? Where do you want those to fit? Louisville City wears theirs on the lapel, and the camera points down to the ground. I don't think that's viable. You can't fasten it. Now they've got them where they're on their glasses. Do you want all of our officers to wear safety glasses? Is that an issue? I don't know. I mean, do you want storage? Do you want storage and you store it on a CD, or do you want storage like we've been doing it, and you have the problem with the court system like you have now? Or do you want to store it in iCloud, where the Commonwealth or the county attorney can have access to it if they buy the module for it? Then they get access to it automatically. There's a lot of money.
There's a chain of custody issue too that we have to.
That's exactly right. We have written policy that we don't have, that we're gonna have. that we've never had before, but we're gonna have it.
Could I make a final comment so we can close this meeting? I would like to make a comment to Roland. William, we have not had any figures in writing. So we assuming all these things, and Bardstown is numbers.
What's the name?
Oh, wait a minute, let me reverse it. I was gonna say something. We assume too many things. So we assuming it may be 150,000 or 100,000. So we haven't had no prices rolling, nothing in writing that we can review. So we don't know what to for sure what they're gonna cost.
I can tell you right now, Taser's $165.
That's hearsay. Mayor's hearsay, if you're not showing me.
All right. It's okay, I like to adjourn this meeting
Okay.
by unanimous consent.
What's the curfew on Tuesday night?
11
11?
on Tuesday night.
Okay.